you've got a chance of really changing your life. We're very lucky to be part of this.
It's a pleasure having you with us today. We were in the middle of the conversation and you were sharing with us about our gut essentials
Oh,
and the magic
yeah,
that
the magic of gut
yeah.
essentials. Well, maybe though, even before gut essentials, I should say that my journey with ZenCleanz started right at the beginning with Daniel. And I think that he got in touch with me and he said he had this great thing called One.
Yeah.
And I think we'd lost contact for a while because he disappeared into China. I thought, well, he's up to some Taoist stuff or whatever he's doing. But I also had friends who were going over there to cleanse with him. And so they said he's on this mission. Anyway, he told me about One, and I'm really interested in cleansing, always have been, and fasting and things like that. So I was very lucky because it was right at the beginning. So he was giving me very personal attention. And I was a little bit skeptical because I am about things till you try it. And anyway, I did the One, I never forget it, at my brother's house.
Oh, how did that was?
Oh my God, you should have heard my reaction the following morning. And then he read the results, and it was just really incredible. And it was like, so I just wanted to say that right at the beginning, that it was like through the direct experience of one of the original products and with Daniel's guidance and the result of it, which was mind-blowing, and I still have the pictures to prove it, that was the beginning of my journey with ZenCleanz. So then it was after that, I was like super excited about, okay, well, what's coming next? And then, of course, it ended up really, at this time, us re-meeting in Bali. I think I did One 4 or 5 times.
And when was the first time you did the
I
first
think
one?
like I can't remember exactly the years. Is it 4 years ago or 5 years ago? Maybe it was even longer ago, actually. Maybe it was 7 years ago. That's terrifying. That means that, yeah, I'm getting a little bit older. But when I got back to Bali was when I was about a year and a half ago. Me and Daniel got together again, and I saw the way that the company grown into all these other products, and I started using the gut essentials as a kind of I think the one for the digestive enzyme one, with digestive enzymes are amazing anyway, but these ones really work.
The quantum particles, right?
Quantum particles. And then let me see if I get the name right. The little triangular one for the liver.
Black vacuum.
Black vacuum. Oh my God, I cannot live without black vacuum, I'm telling you. And I'm in all seriousness, I know that the liver cells change every 3 months. But I know that my liver remembers what I was doing when I was 20 years old. So I need double dose of that stuff. I can't live without it. And what's the other one? What was the
Quantum particles and fiber crystals.
Yeah, the fiber crystals, they're pretty wild. And
They are powerful.
And let's just be really honest about it. It's like my flow is a whole lot better when I'm taking the particles. And I like that feeling. I feel like it's really gentle on my system, but really effective. And I really love the idea that it's not something that's just a herb that's moving things in your gut and your bowel, but it's actually having a beneficial effect in all sorts of other ways, which is why the enzymes are so crucial. So yeah, I'm officially addicted to gut essentials, and if I run out, I notice it after a week. I start getting grumpy, and and I just like, where are you guys? I need my gut essentials. So I don't go long without them. So, and I love to travel with them. I think they're great for, especially because even if you're on a really good diet, which most of the time I am here in Bali, but when I travel, I get tempted by all sorts of things,
Like we all do.
and I quite enjoy that. But I'm really, especially when I travel, want the digestive enzymes, but all of it really. So that's my main stable of products that I really, really love, and it makes a big difference in my life, actually. And the other thing we were talking about when I came in is I'm really excited about the new version of One, because I'm due for, my once yearly One. adventure. And I love to take and do the one when I'm going into a fasting or a really deep cleanse, because it really helps you get into it in a way. I don't know any other way or a better way of getting into a cleanse or a fast than going through the one protocol, which I get really excited about. And again, I'm going back to it. I have the pictures to prove it. And I'm also going to say that things are improving, because he read my picture the first time, Daniel, and he said, okay, there are some issues here. There are some issues. And, it was like having like internal damp and stuff like that. And I used to have leaky gut. And I struggled with that for years. And it's really, really, really helped. I mean, my digestion now, compared to pre-ZenCleanz days, is like, you can't even... And of course, it's connected to everything else.
But the gut essentials, you are taking those daily, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I
Make
can...
a big difference. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even take a whole packet of the crystals. But sometimes I do, but I can take like 3 or 4. I vary that a bit, and I like to experiment. But the liver one particularly, I actually like to take it twice a day. That's just for me. I feel like it really, really makes a difference for me, that one. But it's fun to experiment.
You shared with us, you said that you were skeptical. And I think a lot of people are at the beginning. So what would you say to someone who's
I mean,
also in...
when I say skeptical, I wasn't really skeptical, because I know Daniel, and I know him from, all the years of hard work, and as a friend, and also as he's really, really dedicated to this stuff, and he has a huge amount of knowledge. So in that regard, I wasn't skeptical. I was totally open. But the extent of the result, now that I was a bit skeptical about, because I've done a lot of cleansing. So I thought, really? Can you really do like the equivalent of a 10-day fast in a day? That doesn't make sense. Even if you're Daniel, it doesn't make sense. But of course I trusted that something good was going to happen through it, because it was coming from him. However, the result far exceeded my expectation. It was really amazing, and it is really amazing. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it to... I mean, so many people have these issues out there.
I think the majority of them.
And so it's like, and also the idea of, cleansing and fasting is like, oh, I really want to do it, but I don't know how to get into it. And what's been created here is a really simple way in. And I think once people have had the experience once, the one time with one, then they'll never look back. And I think that because it works so well, you can assume, as I have, and as the results show, that all the other things work too. And I haven't even done everything. I did the blood one.
Oh, the flow.
Yeah. I mean, and
how was that one for you?
Well, I like things that I can feel. And again, he did say, well, you might get a little bit warmed up and a little red. And it's like half an hour later, I'm sitting there sweating and my face is puce. And it's like, I'm going, Jesus, this is like being in a sauna on B3. Remember niacin flushes? So that works really well.
The invigorating drink.
Very invigorating.
No. So yeah.
And our circulation, when we get a bit older, it's so important, microcirculation, exercise and all that stuff. But I'd say that was another one that I would do, maybe not every month, but I mean, I'd certainly be using that as part of my health protocol as I get older too. I think it's really important. I haven't tried the lung one yet, but I'm excited to get to that. And the kidneys. So the kidneys and the lung one, I'm really excited to do both of those. It's really, what I love about it too is that this isn't something that's just sort of being created in a laboratory. It's being created from a lifetime of accumulated knowledge, and then lifetimes of accumulated knowledge from a system that's been going on for thousands of years. And I'm really into this. It's like this is a continuation of something that has existed in, a traditional medicine or a traditional way of life that many people have forgotten about. So that in and of itself is also very important. Like, what's the story of how this got here? And I believe we're at a pivotal moment for humanity where we need to tell these stories, because this may be our last stand as humanity for our soul. And that may sound really heavy when you're talking about gut essentials and, one and stuff and flow, but I really see it like that. It's like we need to have things in the world that not only work, but have a story, a continuation of tradition evolving. It's very, very important, this. So it's important to tell the story of, how this was used, and in each village they had a slightly different system. What does it do in the body? And then we're saying, okay, maybe human beings need to start getting more interested in what's going on in there. And then, of course, there are these meditation techniques that can take us into the center of our own quantum field, and and on and on. But we need to get really curious about this stuff. And through these stories, this is how we're going to save humanity. I'm not kidding. That's how I see it. So we all need to get involved. We need to look after ourselves. We need to experience these things and be curious. And thankfully, there's some great things that are coming into this whole area of taking care of ourselves with stuff that actually works. It's important. So I'm really excited about, like, my continued exploration with this, and I see it becoming a cornerstone of my health also as I get older. I think that I'm, I don't know what I think I am anymore, but for a long time I used to say I feel like 24, but I do feel a little bit older than that now. But in your mid-60s, you get really interested in health. Well, I do. And we're changing the narrative of what that is too. So this is cornerstone stuff, foundational stuff for, maybe our digestion. Even maybe it was working better when we were younger. We could throw anything at it, and as a result, maybe damaged it. Could be genetic. But, things do slow down when we get a bit older. And for me, this relationship with these products are really helping my liver function, my gut function. I'm much more comfortable and digesting more. I've got more energy. It seems to be helping my brain somewhat. I feel a bit clearer. And that's, there are a lot of people out there who need to know about this, that they can enjoy their life much more if their digestion is working, if their small intestine is working. So many other functions, so many things happening. And it should be a part of everybody's stable kind of daily routine, really, especially as we're getting older. That's what I believe.
Yes. And how about when it comes to how convenient you find them to be, especially because you have a background, right, of detoxing before ZenCleanz.
Yeah,
So
look, it's like if you have to go to 10 different places and you got to go, I think everybody should be walking deep in the forest to go and find that herb, and preferably, going to visit the shaman in the village on the outside of the village and go and find that special vat of special brew of this thing that's been lovingly curated. And you go, well, actually, I can just go and get my ZenCleanz. And I can open my packet, because it says take 3 of these a day, glug down my ambrosia enzymes with a bit of hot water or warm water. So yeah, it is. We're very lucky. Someone else went to the village for us and came back with a great idea, repackaged it and made it available to us in our busy lives. And so it's an amazing gift to humanity, this. And also enjoy the story of how it happened, where it came from. And it's really a continuation, an evolution of an old tradition. These stories are important. But the convenience thing is amazing. Yeah. And very good instructions. like, okay, at 9 a.m. you can do this. 9:30. Thank God there's a break in the middle of the day where you can go to the damn sauna.
But now,
Like-
now you have to share with us. You have to share with us if you are always respecting the schedule.
Me?
Yes.
Respecting the schedule? Absolutely. Actually, weirdly, since I'm completely rebellious and I don't like anybody telling me what to do,
Okay.
funnily enough, I do. And I think that's part of trusting that if, these guys know what they're doing, so I might as well do it right. Oh, maybe I was 5 minutes late with one. But even down to I think on one, I'm about to do it again, but there's a sauna break at some point, I think. I can't remember whether it's lunchtime or tea time, is it?
Around
Is it?
noon, afternoon.
I think it's yeah. So, I mean, and that for me, that's a godsend. That's a really good idea. So I definitely kept to that schedule. Maybe I stayed a little bit longer in the sauna than was on the schedule, but pretty much, yeah, I keep to the schedule.
What is the next product for you gonna be?
Oh,
the next
well,
one to try from all the.
Well, it
the
sounds
different-
pretty exciting. I think I'm going to try the chi one. The bottled enzymes are really cool, and I know I've done Hygeia, I've done Ambrosia, and again they feel really good in the body. I wouldn't say, but I suppose I haven't taken as many of them. I don't know them as well as the others, but I'm really interested, and I'm going to do some fasting with some of the bottled enzymes because I was talking to Daniel about it, and he said, well, it really supports that process. And I think anyone who's really interested in that level of cleansing, that's really interesting. But also just as a daily dose, when I was in Taiwan, I had a lovely time, but also I was getting to try all of these different bottled enzymes, and they're really yummy, actually, really tasty. And it was just a question of, I think, adding a little bit of, it's not boiling water, it's like warm water, isn't it? And I really love them. And I think that, yeah, if I have a very successful year, I think I shall have all of them on my shelf. Yeah. So, what have I got yet to do? The kidney.
Have you done the liver one?
No, I've done my own form of liver cleansing, which I believe in greatly. So I want to try the liver one. Actually, no, hang on. I have done, excuse me. I have done the,
Yes.
I have done the
Sorry.
liver one. I did the liver one, and I also took pictures. And I had these crystals coming out of my liver. They're quite fun, actually. Even like white-tipped crystals. I mean, look, for people out there who don't want to look at this kind of thing, it'll open up a whole new world for them to actually have a look and see what's going on inside of your body and what comes out of your body. You can learn so much. So the liver one I have done once, amazing. But it's the kidney one and the lung one that I'm particularly feeling that I want to do the lung one next. And I love the way that they're also attached to the elements. That is really beautiful. And again, that's connected to the story, so there's poetry moving through all of this, as there should be. And I love that aspect of how these things are being created. So yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think my journey with ZenCleanz will be a lifelong one, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future too. I have to ask you, do you know isn't there some product coming out with maca? Do you know about this? Is this
In Colorado, I believe, the liquid
it's some kind of thing?
will go to her kidney.
Yeah, and it's was described to me as a kind of thing good for energy, good for just like particularly good for, I believe, for both men and women. If you're feeling a little bit, let's say your energy's a bit low. Anyway, I just looked at the packet and it just said maca on it. Jeepers. Oh my God. Now I know that everything with ZenCleanz works, but this is ridiculous. I mean, this, and I wrote to Tifa and Daniel, and so I wrote to Daniel and I said, excuse me, you should have explained a little bit more about this one, because I just thought it was maca. So I'm on a retreat, and I think, I'll just take the maca one in the morning. So I just took the maca one. It's just like maca. I feel a bit of energy. Jeepers, alrighty. I'm sitting at breakfast.
But wait, did you have a sample from?
I had a sample.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe I'm jumping the gun and you're going to have to cut this, but all I'm telling you is that if this is the direction in which ZenCleanz is going in terms of the efficacy of product, this is getting really wild. Because this, I'm just telling you, and we will be subtle here because, it's a family program, but all I can tell you is that I had to do a very subtle exit from that breakfast table. I know. Yeah, exactly. It's all I'm just telling everybody, this stuff works. So it all works, and it all works. And it's kind of a funny thing. And there's another example of, even though it says, take a packet, I can promise you this. Unless it's a very rare circumstance, I shall only be taking a very small portion of this particular product in future, because that was absolutely ludicrous.
So I think with this you answered our question, how excited you are for what's coming.
Well, yeah, there's lots of good things coming down the spout. Is that what it's called? No, I can't even imagine what's going to be created. And all of this stuff is going to help so many people. And also, it's rare that you can get involved with something that it's not just believing in something, it's like that actually works. This is key. There's a lot of stuff out there that kind of is just marketing. And maybe, there's an absorption of 80% of something or whatever, but you just know that the majority of it is just something being sold to you. And it might have some benefit. It's rare that you get, amazing products that not actually work, but are really life-changing and are going to help a lot of people. So, I've even got my sister onto this. I haven't been super active in that way, but it is something I'm building. I do breath work. So I'm starting to let people know that, okay, before you come and do this, you have to cleanse. Oh, do I have to? I go, yeah. And here, try this. And so for me, I'm going to start incorporating into the process that you have to do a certain amount of cleansing before you come in, because it's part of the whole story. And I think this will become more and more normal for people. That's what I see happening.
And when it comes to breath work, what are the benefits?
I would say that the benefit, okay, there's all sorts of types of breath work. So there's two things. There's a kind of a breath work that's going for a very, very specific experience. And that can be as addictive as getting a drink, or, I don't know, dancing for 5 hours or whatever it is. But the breath work I do is super gentle. And the idea is that you get to experience yourself wherever you're at, rather than someone pushing you to, go somewhere which maybe you're not ready for. And what happens is that people get in contact with their essence, their heart, whatever you want to call it, and often that they release kind of trapped emotion, old memory, or things that are blocking them from getting on with their life, really experiencing who they truly are as a human being. And these things all go together. If you really, really want to be embodied and have a beautiful life and make the right decisions, you need to be clear, you need to be healthy, you need to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you might be trying to take care of other people, but things are going to go wrong in the body. So this is you could describe breathwork as a self-healing modality, really, because you're not giving anyone an experience, you're asking them to have a direct experience. And then people can absorb that and take it in. It's like when you take this stuff, or you go and take one of these things, you have a direct experience of it actually working and you feel different. Then you're going to do it again. And you're doing it again because it's an act of self-loving. You're loving yourself when you give yourself things that work, improve your health. You see more clearly, and then know what to do in the next step of your life. And we are as a species, at a pivotal moment of we need clear, clean, healthy humans to make the next step that's going to change our planet. And we're running out of time. So we better get everybody ZenCleanzed fast. And then we might, who knows, this might be part of the pivotal moment that changes humanity. It all goes together. It's like a circle of things. You need to take care of your body, mind, spirit. We need to take care of our Mother Earth. It's our home.
Beautifully said.
So yeah, we're very lucky to be part of this. And, and also I like kind of crazy, eccentric, maverick people.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I do. And I would say Daniel is one such person. I mean, it's like no one could have been crazy enough to go and spend 12 years or whatever it was up in the mountains. But he went on a mission, and look what he came out with. And there's another analogy for anyone out there who feels stuck. You can do crazy, wonderful things that actually end up helping a lot of people. You just have to have courage to take the next step. And magic unfolds because we are magical beings. And, ZenCleanz products are magical, but they come from, how did they initially find out how to ferment something and that was going to make your digestive system work better? I mean, that would have been trial and error, but someone figured it out, and that's very magical. For me, it is. So yeah, I could bang on about it all day, I really, when I see people out there really suffering with health, and there are so many people that do, and you can see that they go to when my mum passed away, she was on 46 different medications. She was completely oblivious to her surroundings. And there's nothing exceptional about that. She had osteoporosis. Then they gave her this and statins and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And all she needed to do was cleanse, actually. But there was no openness to it. And let's hope that we're moving into an era where people are beginning to wake up to the fact that there are other ways of taking care of ourselves. And I think ZenCleanz will play a big part in that. It's about educating people that there are other ways of taking care of ourselves deeply. And and I'll invite me back in 20 years, and I'll share. I won't be on a Zimmer frame.
Invite you sooner, I think.
No, you should check in. It's like I feel like a lot of my feeling. I feel better now than I did when I was 40.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, much better.
And you would say that ZenCleanz had a big.
Well, it's because my digestion works. It's like it wasn't before. It wasn't working, and I tried everything. And I used to take some kind of enzyme or that. But it was never, I just had very weak digestion because of the way that I was born. I didn't get the bacteria that you get if you're born the natural way from your mum, which I believe are 38 different bacteria that come. This has been studied at the University of Florence by Professor Ruggiero, and I got really into this stuff when I had leaky gut, and I could not fix it. I couldn't fix it. So I was constantly bloated. And, it was like, I enjoyed a good meal, but then it would just sit there. And so I started looking at it and getting into it. If ZenCleanz had existed 25 years ago, I would have been taking it then, because it would have been the solution to the problem then. And I did make a lot of progress, but then when it got to one, that's when things really started to change for me. That finally there's something out there that's addressing such a vital part of our functioning as a human. And and if I take it back to the breath work, when we're breathing, we're also getting in touch with our feelings. Where do our feelings live? They don't live here. They live in our guts. I have a gut feeling. Yeah, you do. Oh, I feel really scared. Where are you scared? Here. Always here.
Beautiful, yeah.
So, you mend your gut, do a bit of breath work, get connected to nature, you've got a chance of really changing your life. So it's very, very important, this stuff, and we need to let people know about it. And I think this is the only company in the world that have put it all together. I'm not saying there aren't others who can help you with your small intestine or your liver or your hepatic this or your circulation, but all under one roof, I don't think so. I mean, as far as I know, and I've done a lot of research. So, and there are all sorts of other amazing things, the Qigong and all the other things that we know about, amazing stuff that come out of Shaolin monasteries and tapping our meridians. And I mean, it's like all of this stuff is emerging because it's emerging in its time. So it's kind of exciting, really.
I'm so happy to have you, to see how aligned you are with the mission, and I'm happy to see that the message of ZenCleanz and the essence of ZenCleanz has
it's like it's just a question of talking to more people, and more people will come. What do you like taking?
For me, I really like the quantum particles instead of dessert,
Instead of dessert.
Because
that's a good
digestion,
Yeah, but that's a cool choice.
Yes, and after a heavy meal, when I have them, it's like I give myself a little treat because they're sweet from the pineapple, and I really like that. And also, I'm doing the flow right now, and I enjoy it.
This is the blood one.
Yeah, the blood one.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Do you go really red?
In my case, not so red.
Yeah.
Of course, I do get red, and I have the symptoms. But it's such a nice feeling for me. I don't know.
I think we should have flow parties.
Yeah.
Where everyone can sit there, just be bright red. But I think it's also an indication. I think when I took it for that time, I was going, I feel like I do need help with my circulatory system. So it's another one. I think that my redness was a kind of indication that I really needed.
People do react differently. We have people jumping in the pool.
What? Because they were so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's good.
Yes,
do not take this product unless you are close to a body of water.
That's a thing we could,
2 or 3 people jump in at this point here.
Goodness me.
Yeah, we sometimes welcome people with a shot of the invigorating drink and just,
So I also imagine, I mean, I've had one of the ones that's coming down the line, but I imagine there will be, I mean, it's exciting to think about where it'll be in 10 years from now. It'll be about how many people will know about it, but also what other things are going to emerge from within the family of these things, and I think it'll become more and more commonplace, because it's like the planet. We can't not clean up the oceans. We can't not clean up the soil. The microbiome, and actually the microbes in our soil, and even the rice fields here in Bali full of glyphosate. And I mean, there's such a huge cleanup that's got to take place planetarily that it becomes an analogy, really, for that as we clean up our gut, we're having to clean up everything. So all of these things are connected, and it's really, we have to do it. We can't just sit around and say, well, someone else is going to do it, or somehow magically my small intestine is going to start working. So I feel like it's going to become, I think we're living in exciting times, and I feel like we're going to see extraordinary things. Imagine if every army in the world suddenly was told, okay, relax, guns down, here's a spade, go dig a hole and plant a tree and all the bombers that have these expensive things, take the bombs and instead seed bombs. Go and just all of these areas, go and clean up the field, da 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 da. We'd be busy for a decade. And the money saved also can go towards all these other wonderful things. Everybody feels fitter, healthier, clearer. When you feel fitter, healthier, clearer, you feel kinder, you don't feel so grumpy, because your liver's not having to deal with all this shit. Yeah, we can have a completely transformed world. And I've known Daniel as long as I have, know that he has a bigger vision for it than just, how it's going to help all sorts of people within themselves, but it's connected to the absolute necessity that we have as a species to come back to ourselves, our true nature, and life itself being the miracle that it is. We have to nurture it, take care of it, and that involves we have to clean up our world. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to share with us your ZenCleanz journey.
Yeah.
And before we wrap up, are you up for a quick quiz? I have like 5 questions.
Go on, yeah, go on.
That you can answer us.
Yeah, go on.
And it goes like this. We are gonna go from a scale from 1 to 10.
Go on. Yeah.
All right, first one. When it comes to the enzymes, how tasty do you find them?
I'll go with a 10. I mean, some of them are slightly less tasty, but the ones that I love, I'll give it a 10. Come on, yeah. So it's yum. It's tasty. It's got a kind of subtle flavor. It's like more.
I'm teasing now, but if you gave a 10 to the current ones, wait for the new ones.
Okay. Gonna have to invent a different scale.
All right. On a scale from 1 to 10, how addicted are you to the feeling post-cleanse?
I'm just addicted. Just full stop. 10, of course it's 10. There's no kind of intermediary thing with addiction. And as I said to you earlier, I'm just, Okay, next question.
Okay, next one. From 1 to 10, how much more connected do you feel to your body since ZenCleanz?
Well, I would probably say that I would go, maybe between 5 and 10 in the sense that I already feel very connected. So if I get much more connected, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Maybe I'm just going to disappear.
But like before starting your ZenCleanz journey in life.
Oh, in life.
Versus now.
Oh yeah. I'll give that a 10 because I was going through a difficult period, and then one was a defining moment of me coming back to taking care of myself. So I'll go with, I'm 10 more connected, but I don't think I can. Well, maybe I can get more connected. I'll see. We'll see what happens next.
All right, 2 more.
Okay.
From 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend ZenCleanz to someone you care about?
Oh, just 3,000% billion. But I'm not pushy. That's the thing about me. I can say, what I'll do is I'll take it to someone and say, I think you've got maybe a little bit of an issue going on there with the liver and the small intestine. I've got a little idea for you, and then it's up to them. But I'll push a bit. But no, most of the people that I've recommended it to go for it. Yeah, and they're all people that I care about. I'd like to see more people take it, though.
Thank you. Last one. From 1 to 10, how excited are you for what's coming next? You kind of already answered us. But
well, I'm excited and apprehensive, and I think in equal measure, because I feel like, again, there's an analogy about this, which is that we've got all these amazing things like this, like ZenCleanz, I don't know, breath work, all of these beautiful beings around the world who want harmony and peace and everything. And that in the chaos of our world, there exist these really incredibly beautiful things. So I'm 1,000,000,000% over 10 excited, but it is also in the context of, you know, having a full awareness that we're in this moment in human history that's pivotal. So I temper my excitement with also having a full awareness that there are some very difficult things going on. So I put that in the balance of that, and I would say that I am quietly excited and going to chip away to do everything that I can, and I recommend this to everyone else out there. Do what you can to help this planet and your fellow human, and let's stop speaking common sense to one another, find our common purpose. And you know, we all breathe the same air, so let's get with the program. And so yeah, I'm excited, but within the context that I know that we've got a lot of work to do. That's it.
Thank you so much.